Hi everyone, welcome to all. This is Vidyam Academy's most expected question series for medical NEET examination. Today's topic is NCERT Class 12 Biology, Chapter number 6, Evolution. And into this subtopic is Evidences for Evolution, Adaptive Radiation. Let's welcome to all. Let's get started. The first question, which of the following is a correctly identified pair of homologous structures? Option A, forelimbs of human, whale and bat, same underlying bone plan, humerus, radius, ulna, carpals, modified for different functions. Option B, wings of bird and wings of butterfly, both used for flight, similar shape. Option C, eyes of vertebrate and eyes of an octopus, both are camera types, eyes formed independently. Option D, fins of fish and flippers of dolphin, both used for swimming, so they must be homologous. So what is the right answer for this question? Yes, the right answer for this question is option A. Let's see why and how. Go to detailed explanation to understanding this question. Homologous organs share the same basic bone plan and embryonic origin because they are inherited from a common ancestor, even when the functions differ completely. The vertebrate forelimb is the classic example because human arm, it's a grasping, whale flipper, it's a swimming, bat wing, it's for flying, and arch leg, it's running. All contains the same bones. So humerus, radius, ulna, carpals, metacarpals, and phalanges arranged identically. This shared structure, despite different functions, is direct evidence of divergent evolution from one ancestral vertebrate forelimb. Bird and butterfly wings are analogous. Different structures, same functions. And vertebrates versus octopus eyes are analogous too. Both wrong because they show convergence, not divergence. That's what option A is right answer. What exactly the question number 1 demands for. Next, move to question number 2. Which pair is correctly identified as analogous organs? Option A, forelimbs of a frog and forelimbs of lizard, both vertebrates with the same tetrapod bone plan. Option B, thorns of bougainvillea and tendrils of cucurbita, both are modified stems with similar vascular anatomy. Option C, wings of butterfly and wings of bird, both used for flight, but completely different in structure, embryonic origin, and evolutionary history. Option D, teeth of crocodile and teeth of shark, both homologous structures inherited from an early vertebrate ancestor. What is the exact answer for this question? Option C is right answer for the question. Let's see why and how. Analogous organs perform the same function but have entirely different internal structures and evolutionary origins. They evolved independently in unrelated lineages through convergent evolution. Bird wings are modified vertebrate forelimbs, humerus, radius, ulna covered with feathers, while butterfly wings are thin extensions of the body wall with no bones, completely different structures. Both fly but share no structural ancestry. Option A, frog and lizard forelimbs are homologous, same tetrapod bone plan. Option B, thorns of bougainvillea and tendrils of cucurbita are also homologous, both modified stems. Only butterfly bird wings are truly analogous. That's what option C, wings of butterfly and wings of bird, both used for flight but completely different in structure, embryonic origin, and evolutionary history is right answer here. And next, move to question number 3. Which option correctly defines adaptive radiation and gives its best known example? Option A, two separate species from different lineages independently evolving identical traits seen in marsupials and placental mammals. Option B, a single species splitting into exactly two species due to geographic isolation seen in Galapagos tortoises. Option C, multiple ancestral species converging into one new species by occupying the same ecological niche. Option D. Evolution of multiple diverse species from a single ancestral form, each adapted to exploit different ecological niches. Best exemplified by Darwin's finches in the Galapagos Islands. So, what is the right answer for this question? Would you guess the right answer? The right answer for this question is option D. Let's see the explanation. Adaptive radiation is the diversification of one ancestral species into many species, each adapted to a different ecological niche driven by natural selection. So Darwin's finches on the Galapagos Islands are the iconic examples. One ancestral finch from mainland South America colonized the islands and diversified into 14 species with dramatically different beak shapes. Thick crushing beaks for seeds, thin beaks for insects, hooked beaks for cactus. Which beak is a specific adaptation to a different food source? This is not convergent evolution. That's what option A describes that. It is divergent radiation from one ancestor. The key condition were new environment, empty niches, and absence of competitors. That's what option D is right answer for this question. Let's move to question number 4. Which of the following correctly lists vestigial organs in humans? Option A. Coccyx tailbone remnant, nictitating membrane, third eye remnant, wisdom teeth, extra moles from herbivorous ancestors, and vermiform appendix. Option B. The appendix is the only vestigial organ. All other listed organs are fully functional with no evolutionary history. Option C. Vestigial organs appear only during embryonic development and are completely absent in the adult human body. Option D. Vestigial organs are organs more developed in humans than in any other animal. So what is the right answer for this question? Which of the following correctly lists vestigial organs in humans? Would you guess? Let's check it out whether your guess is right or wrong. Option A is the right answer for this question. So go for detailed explanation. Vestigial organs are anatomical remnants of structures that were functional in ancestors but have become reduced or non-functional as the organism evolved. They are powerful evidence for common descent. The human coccyx is the fused remnant of tail vertebrae that were functional in primate ancestors. The plica, a similaris nictitating membrane, is the remnant of functional transparent third eyelid still seen in birds and reptiles. Wisdom teeth are remnants of the third molar set needed when our ancestors had larger jaws and coarser diet. The vermiform appendix is a remnant of larger cacum used to digest cellulose by herbivorous ancestors. That's what all 4 in option A are standard accepted. That's what vestigial organs. That's what option A is right answer. What exactly the question number 4 demands for. Next, question number 5. Which statement correctly describes embryological evidence for evolution? Option A. Adult organisms of different species look identical because their embryological development is identical in all stages. Option B. Only mammalian embryos resemble each other. Fish and reptile embryos are entirely different from mother start. Option C. Embryos of all vertebrates, fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and humans show striking similarities in early stages, including pharyngeal pouches and post-anal tail, reflecting common vertebrate ancestry. Option D. Embryological development provides no evidence for evolution because embryos look nothing like their evolutionary ancestors. Would you guess the right answer for this question? Option C is right answer for this question. Let's go for detailed explanation. At early developmental stages, vertebrate embryos from very different species look remarkable similarly. All have pharyngeal pouches, silts, a post-anal tail, similar segmented body plans, and comparable heart layouts. A human embryo at 4 to 5 weeks is nearly indistinguishable from a fish or reptile embryo. Haeckel summarized this is an antigeny, a recapitulates a phylogeny. So these shared embryological structures reflect conserved developmental genes, especially Hox genes, inherited from a common vertebrate ancestor. The embryo briefly passes through stages resembling ancestral forms before diverging into its adult body plan. This is strong evidence for evolutionary common descent among all vertebrates. That's what option C rightly mentioned and explained what exactly question number 5 demand for. Next, move to question number 6. Which statement correctly describes Australian marsupials as evidence for adaptive radiation? Option A. Multiple placental mammals independently colonized Australia and evolved into the marsupials seen today. Option B. Australian marsupials and placental mammals have no evolutionary relationship. They evolved separately from different reptilian ancestors. Option C. So marsupials and placental mammals are identical in body plan. So because they descended from the same recent common ancestor. Option D. A few ancestral marsupials isolated in Australia diversified into multiple ecological roles. So marsupial, wolves, mole, anteater, and flying squirrel. So paralleling placental mammals on other continents. This show adaptive radiation alongside convergent evolution. What is the right answer for this question? The answer for this question is option D. Let's see why and how it's right answer. When Australia separated from Gondwana, 45 million years ago, it carried a small founding population of marsupials with no placental competitors. So these marsupials underwent adaptive radiation, diversifying from one ancestral line into species, filling every available ecological niche. Thylacine, wolf-like predator, marsupial mole, burrower, numbat, anteater, sugar glider, gliding insective. Strikingly, these marsupial evolved body shapes and lifestyles nearly identical to unrelated placental mammals on other continents doing the same ecological job. This parallel evolution is convergent evolution. The key point adaptive radiation explains the diversity within marsupials. Convergent evolution explains why marsupials look like their placental counterparts. That's what option D is right answer. Next, move to question number 7. Which statement correctly describes biochemical evidence for evolution? Option A. More distantly related species have more similar protein sequences, proving that proteins evolved independently. Option B. Every species has unique genetic code, different codons, specify different amino acids in different organisms. C. Cytochrome C amino acid sequence differ between species in direct proportion to evolutionary distance. Species closely related by fossil evidence also have the most similar cytochrome C sequences. Option D. Humans and chimpanzees have completely different DNA and protein sequences with no molecular similarity. What is the right answer? Let's see the answer. Option C is right answer for this question. So let's go for detailed explanation why and how. Cytochrome C is a small electron transport protein present in virtually all eukaryotes. When its amino acid sequence is compared across species, the number of differences mirrors evolutionary relationships established independently by fossil records and anatomy. Human and chimpanzee cytochrome C are identical. So here 0 differences. Human and rhesus monkey differ by 1. Human and ours by 12. Human and yeast by 44. Closer evolutionary relationship, fewer amino acid differences. This molecular clock approach provides independent biochemical confirmation of the evolutionary tree. The universal genetic code itself, the same codon, specifying the same amino acids in bacteria, plants, and humans, is further biochemical evidence for all life sharing a common ancestor. That's what option C is right answer for exactly the question number 7 demand for. So question number 8 now. Types of evolutionary evidence match the correct example. So here match the column, the first one types of evidence with the column 2 is example. The first one homologous organs. So here the second one analogous organs. Third one embryological evidence. The fourth one vestigial organs. So here option A, human arm, whale flipper, bat wing, same bone plan, different functions. B, gill slits in vertebrate embryos reflecting shared developmental ancestry. Option C, butterfly wings and bird wings, same function, different structures. Option D, human coccyx, nictating membrane and wisdom teeth. So here the options. Option A, 1A, 2C, 3B and 4D. Option B, 1C, 2A, 3D and 4B. Option C, 1B, 2D and 3A and 4C. And option D, 1D, 2B, 3C, 4A. Which option is exactly matched and correctly? The right answer is option A, 1A, 2C, 3B and 4D. So let's see the explanation. Homologous organs, the first one, so matches A because vertebrate form limbs share the same bone plan from a common ancestor but serve different functions. Evidence for divergent evolution. Analogous organs is the second C, butterfly and bird wings perform the same function. It's a flight because but have entirely different structures and origins. Evidence for convergent evolution, embryological evidence, it's a third B. So pharyngeal slits and postanatal tiles in all vertebrate embryos reflect conserved Hox gene programs from a shared common ancestor. Vestigial organs, fourth and D. So human coccyx, tail remnant and nictating membrane, third eye remnant and wisdom teeth are reduced structures functional in evolutionary ancestors. Direct evidence from common descent. That's what all four match with the correct definition and the standard example and analyzation. That's what option A is right answer. Let's move to question number 9. Assertion A. Adaptive radiation is powerful evidence for evolution because it shows one ancestral species giving rise to multiple diverse species through natural selection in different ecological contexts. So here there is an R. The diversified species in adaptive radiation retain homologous structures from the common ancestor modified for different functions. The same pattern for homology with functional divergence that is a hallmark of evolution from a common ancestor. So here option A, B, C and D. Option A, both A and R are true but R is not the correct explanation of A. B, A is false and adaptive radiation produces analogous structures, not homologous ones. Option C, both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. And D, A is true but R is false. Yeah. The time starts now. Guess the right answer. Yeah. The right answer for this question is option C. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Let's see the explanation why and how it correctly said and explained rightly. Assertion A is true because adaptive radiation directly demonstrates evolution in action. One ancestral stock produces multiple descendant species, each shaped by natural selection to fit a different ecological niche, traceable within documented geological time scales. Reason R also true because it gives the structural evidence in all adaptive radiations that derived species that share homologous structures from the common ancestor. So Darwin's finches all have the same basic bird body with varying big morphology. So marsupials all share the pouch reproductive system while external body plans diverge. R explains A because this shared homology with functional divergence is precisely the anatomical fingerprint of descent from a common ancestor. The combination of natural selection driving divergence is R and retained homology is confirming common origin is R. Makes adaptive radiation compelling evidence for evolution. That's what both A and R are true and R is correctly explanation for the A. And final question of this topic. Question number 10. Arrange the following events of adaptive radiation in Darwin's finches in correct order. P. Ancestral finches from mainland South America colonized the Galapagos Islands. Q. The islands offer diverse unfilled ecological niche with few competitors. Heritable variation in bake shape and body size arises through random mutation in the founding population. Yes, natural selection favors different bake shapes in different habitats and food source. T. Geographic isolation of population on different islands reduces gene flow. U. Reproductive isolation develops 14 distinct species that can no longer interbreed or recognized. So here are the options. A. QPRSTU. B. PQRSTU. And option C. PTQRSTU. Option D. RPQSUT. What is the right answer? Option B is right answer because it's arranged so Darwin finches in correct order. Let's see the explanation. The adaptive radiation of Darwin finches follows a logical sequence. The first colonization, it's P, ancestral finches reach the Galapagos. Next ecological opportunity, it's Q. The islands have many empty niches and few competitors, creating the conditions for diversification. Then variation. Mutations generate heritable differences in bake shape, body size in the founding population. Natural selection, it says, then acts on this variation, favoring different bake designs for different food source in different habitats. Geographic isolation, it's T on separate islands, then reduces gene flow, allowing each island population to diverge independently under its own selection pressures. Finally, separation U is complete when reproductive isolation develops and the 14 recognized finch species can no longer interbreed. This PQRSTU sequence captures the entire causal chain of adaptive radiation. That's what option B is correctly matched. So here we explained 10 most important and expected questions for your upcoming NEET examinations. And next, I will come up with another topic which are very important for your NEET examination. Till so far, I would like to conclude this session with very well goodness. Thank you and thank you so much to all.